any stories you'd like to share with us about how Talius has had a positive impact on a resident, maybe a resident with behaviours, or maybe a resident who
Yeah.
is known for falling quite regularly? Is there
Yeah.
anything you'd like to share with us?
Yes, look, I did actually do this exercise for my own curiosity as well. I know in real time that we had a resident that was falling a lot. And then I know because of our incident reporting, she's not as much on our recording page. So I thought it'd be interesting to see what happened. So doing a little bit of maths, which is not my strong point, she was falling on average around about 8 times a month overnight. So, just averaged out over a few months just to see what she was doing. After SleepSense and Talius had dropped to 2.75 falls per month, that's a 72% improvement on my basic maths. You can't you can't place a cost or a price on that. Their family love us, obviously, because they can see that what we are doing now is actually providing safety for their mother.
Mm.
And that was a big concern and a conversation I'd had with family many times. And they understood that it was a behaviourally based problem, but it doesn't remove the fact you still don't want to hear that mum's been falling or she's got an injury or something. So, yeah, even if it was just that one story, but there's many like that. So, everyone who has a sleep sense. The other thing is, when they're at night, particularly for people that have a cognitive deficit, their limited insight just increases their risk of falling a lot, and so you want them to stay asleep. With the Talius dashboard, you can see whether they're moving or not, and if they're not moving, don't touch them. The next question would be, well, are they actually alive? Well, yes, because you also have a heart rate and a breath rate that comes through on the Talius dashboard. Now, you wouldn't use that for clinical data. You wouldn't say, oh gosh, they've got an 8 breaths per minute or two or something, but you can still see that they're alive and well and they're sleeping, so leave them alone. Then when someone sleeps well, they wake up the next day, they eat better, that you have less behaviours. The impact of getting a good night's sleep cannot be overrated, and that's where Talius is really just stands on its own.
The biggest concern you hear from
Yeah.
anyone when they're looking at a new technology or a new
Yes.
solution is making sure that the clinical governance side
Yeah.
protects the care recipient,
Yes.
obviously, from a
Yes.
quality of care, that it provides a backbone for staff to deliver the quality of
Yeah.
care that you expect of them, but more importantly, protects the board who need to have a line of sight to make
Yeah.
sure that what's happening on the ground is consistent with the mission, the values, and also the
Absolutely.
quality standards. How did Talius satisfy a registered nurse of 5 decades and all the clinical concerns that you would otherwise have when you would have gone through this journey elsewhere?
Well, that's why I was possibly a little bit skeptical when I first heard about it because it sounded a little bit too good to be true, which is not the case. But can I just clarify? So, clinical decision making can never be replaced by technology. It can help you make earlier calls and decisions, but clinical governance is based on human accountability, ethical decision making, and with IT, it can provide you the tools to support and provide optimum levels to meet those standards. So you're using IT not to replace that clinical governance, but to enhance what you're already doing. And that's why it's a good decision.